You know what's deeply unfair about being alive? You get one shot. You're born. You grow up. You peak somewhere in your 20s, maybe 30s if you're lucky, and then it's just decline. Slow at first, then faster. Cells start screwing up. DNA gets messy. Your body begins doing that thing where it forgets how to body properly. That's aging. Non-negotiable. Happens to you, happens to me, happens to literally everything with a heartbeat. Except this one jellyfish looked at that whole system and said, nah. It's called Turritopsis dohrnii. And when things go south, when it gets old or hurt or just kind of tired of being an adult, it hits undo. Actually hits undo, like the whole adult body just quits. The bell, the pulsing umbrella part that makes it go, collapses inward. Tentacles retract, and it sinks to the seafloor like a deflated balloon and turns into a blob. A polyp. Baby mode. The form it had when it was basically a jellyfish fetus. And then, it just grows up again. Same individual. Brand new body. Factory reset. You'd think, okay, cool party trick. Maybe it can do that once. Maybe twice if it really needs to. Nope. No limit. As far as scientists can tell, it can do this forever. Just keep cycling. Again and again. Unless something eats it first. Which, let's be honest, something usually does. Because this jellyfish is tiny. A few millimeters wide. Smaller than a Tic Tac. Completely transparent. Just vibing in the open ocean where literally everything else is either huge or hungry or both. So in practice, immortality doesn't help much when you're bite-sized and invisible. Most of them get chomped, squished. They float into water that's too hot or too cold, and the reset gets interrupted halfway like a computer crash. But here's the thing. Aging doesn't kill them. And that's the part that makes you go, wait, hold on. Because we don't have anything else like this. Nothing in the animal kingdom pulls this off. Yeah, okay, bacteria don't age. Some trees live forever. But they're also not us-shaped. No organs, no brain. Well, this jellyfish doesn't really have one either, but it's got a nerve net, it's got specialized tissues, it's built like something we'd recognize as an animal, and it can just rewrite itself. The technical term is transdifferentiation, which is a very fancy way of saying cells change their minds about what they want to be when they grow up. Normally, once a cell commits, it's locked in. A heart cell is a heart cell forever. A skin cell stays skin. You don't get to switch majors. This jellyfish absolutely switches majors. When it collapses, all those specialized cells, bell cells, tentacle cells, stomach lining cells, they just stop and turn into stem cells. Blank slate mode. And then those blank slates rebuild the polyp from scratch. It's like if you could look at your pancreas and go, actually, you're a kidney now, and your body would just do it. Which is insane. That is not how multicellular life is supposed to work. But the jellyfish doesn't care. It does it anyway. And the weirdest part, it's not even dramatic. There's no struggle, no biological screaming. It just stops being one thing and starts being another thing. Like flipping a light switch you didn't know your body had. When it's finished, the new body is younger. Legitimately, biologically younger. Fresh cells, clean tissues, no wear and tear. It didn't heal the damage, it just deleted the whole save file and started a new game. And here's where it gets even stranger. When it's a polyp stuck to a rock, looking like a tiny stalk with a few tentacles on top, it can just bud off copies of itself. Clones. Little genetic Xeroxes that eventually break free and grow up. Then those buds mature into the Medusa form. The swimming stage. The jellyfish part we'd actually recognize as a jellyfish. That's when the tentacles multiply. A young one might have 8 or so. As it matures, that number climbs. 80, 90, sometimes more. Trailing behind it like hair And in this form, it reproduces sexually. Releases eggs and sperm into the water. Standard jellyfish procedure. So it's got both options on the table. Cloning when it's a polyp. Sexual reproduction when it's a medusa. And then when the medusa gets old or damaged, it can reverse back to polyp and start the whole thing over. Which means it's not just immortal, it's immortal, and it gets to reproduce multiple ways depending on which body it's wearing at the time. That feels like the universe handing out cheat codes and then forgetting to take them back. So naturally you start wondering, how old has one of these things actually gotten before pressing the reset button? No clue. Because tracking a single jellyfish in the wild for years, decades, centuries is borderline impossible. Scientists have done it in labs, watched the same jellyfish cycle through multiple times. And yeah, it works every single time. But out in the actual ocean? Who knows? Maybe there's one out there that's been doing this since the Renaissance. Maybe longer. Or maybe they all die in 3 weeks, and this whole immortality thing is technically true, but functionally useless. Being small and see-through does help with survival. Harder to spot. Don't need much food. You can drift into bizarre corners of the ocean and just exist there, unbothered. But you're also super fragile. The bell is tissue paper thin. Basically nothing. One wrong current, one stray fin, and you're done. Unless you reboot. Which makes you wonder if that's why this evolved in the first place. Like maybe the jellyfish that could rebuild after getting smacked around were the ones that survived, so the trait just stuck? Or maybe it wasn't even about survival. Maybe it was some weird cellular glitch that happened to let them stay flexible, and reverting to polyp form was just a bonus side effect. Hard to say. What we do know is that it's not even hard for them. The jellyfish isn't burning crazy amounts of energy to do this. It's not starving itself. It's not suffering. It just does it. Like it's the most normal thing in the world, which makes you think, maybe it is normal. Maybe this used to be standard issue for early animals, and we're the weird ones for locking our cells into one job permanently. Or maybe it's a total fluke. A 1 in a billion mutation that happened to work out for this one lineage of jellyfish and literally nothing else ever. Either way, it's still here. Still doing its thing. And every time one of these little guys hits that reset button, it's basically giving death the finger. Not because it's tough, not because it's smart, not because it earned it. Just because somewhere along the way, its cells never forgot how to be something else. And in a world where everything dies eventually, apparently that's the cheat code.